He thought he was just scanning the night skies, but what he discovered might have come from before time itself. In the remote observatory of Rio Hurtado, Chile, on the night of July 1, 2025, astronomer Edward sat quietly at his computer screen. The dome of the telescope opened to the cold, sweeping desert air. A fresh cup of coffee steamed beside him, and the vast heavens stretched out beyond the observatory's walls. Night after night, his job was straightforward. Watch the alerts flashing on the screen, identify the moving dots, match them against the database, mark them off, move on. Most of the objects he tracked were already known. Catalogued asteroids, safe, predictable. The alerts were routine, a dot here, a streak there. Nothing to worry about, until one alert stood apart. The screen flickered and displayed a designation, a random string of characters, just like the rest. But the numbers next to it didn't make sense. Edward leaned forward. The velocity numbers were insane. He ran the calculation again, but the result remained unchanged. The orbital eccentricity stood at over 6. For anything orbiting the Sun, an eccentricity should be less than 1. This object wasn't orbiting the Sun. It was passing through. From somewhere else, he traced the path backwards, farther and farther, past Neptune, into the dark void beyond. The computer showed it clearly. This thing had come from interstellar space. It was traveling at roughly 58 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, about 130,000 miles per hour. That's fast enough to circle Earth in just 11 minutes, from Earth to the Moon in under 2 hours. His pulse racing, Edward checked, rechecked the data, looked for error. None were found. The only plausible explanation: this object had come from another star system entirely. As he ran the traces, the implications began to settle in. If the speed was this high, how long had it been traveling? His calculations suggested millions, perhaps billions of years. He imagined vast distances, countless close calls with stars, each gravitational encounter giving it a kick, increasing its speed, a wanderer roaming the galaxy. The formal announcement came just 10 days later, at a packed meeting of astronomers in the UK. Researcher Matthew Hopkins presented the object's path through our solar system, and then deeper, through the galaxy itself. The object was named 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever observed. Hopkins' team traced its trajectory, accounting for every relevant star's gravity, and even the rotation of the Milky Way. The result: the object's orbit did not align with the familiar thin disk of our galaxy where our Sun resides. Instead, it came from the thick disk, an ancient region populated by some of the oldest known stars in the Milky Way. In that moment, the room fell silent. A body older than our solar system, bridging unimaginable distances, had just passed through our cosmic neighborhood unnoticed until now. Edward returned to his observatory, the coffee now cold, the night sky unchanged externally but forever altered internally. Every dot that popped up on the screen after that seemed tainted with possibility. The hidden, the alien, the ancient. No immediate threat, no collision course. But certainty of origin, yes, and uncertainty of purpose. What had ejected this ancient visitor? What kind of system, what kind of star, had sent it on this course, and most haunting of all, what had it seen during its billion-year journey? What secrets of the galaxy did it carry silently through the void, now tracing its path back into the darkness? Israeli-American physicist Avi Loeb, leading research into 3I Atlas's origins, noticed something remarkable. The comet's incoming path lined up almost perfectly, with a patch of sky in the constellation Sagittarius, an area already etched in radio astronomy legend. Rewind to August 15, 1977. At Ohio State University's venerable Big Ear Radio Observatory, astronomer Jerry Emmon monitored data late into the evening. At exactly 10:16 p.m., his printout flickered with an odd signal, 6EQUJ5, gibberish to most, but he knew what it meant. For 72 seconds, something transmitted a radio burst at 1420 megahertz, the hydrogen line. That frequency is the universal water cooler channel of the cosmos. Cosmic cryptographers regard it as a likely beacon among intelligent civilizations. Then it ceased. The Big Ear never heard it again. He wrote "wow" in the margin, and it's been commonly known as the wow signal ever since. Now, which valley of coincidence brought Loeb's calculation to the same patch of sky? Loeb estimated the odds of the wow signal and 3I Atlas's direction, aligning within 9 degrees at just 0.6%. In cosmic terms, tiny, meaningful. But the strangeness didn't end there. In early August, multiple amateur radio astronomers claimed they had detected what looked like a brief transmission from 3I Atlas itself, an 11-second burst carrying repeating prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. Primes don't form naturally in space. They are the fingerprint of deep intelligence. These claims were never officially confirmed, but they sent tremors through the fringe and mainstream alike. Loeb and his team at Harvard's Galileo project began monitoring the object not just as a comet, but as a potential beacon, or worse, a payload. Loeb told the press they were watching for mini-probes that might be launched toward Earth. He meant it seriously. A Harvard astronomer warning of probes. It left the scientific community unsettled. On October 3, 2025, one of the most ambitious observation campaigns began. Multiple orbiters at NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, ESA's Mars Express, and Russia's ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter were positioned to watch 3I Atlas make its closest flyby, about 29 million kilometers. They planned to collect high-resolution data and images. Instead, what they released was a single streaky image taken by the navigation camera on the Perseverance rover. That image, a mere 4-pixel line, ignited the internet. Some claimed it was a tic-tac craft, a cylinder miles long. Others dismissed it as a motion smear. Experts pointed out the pixel scale. At that distance, each pixel represented roughly 12,500 kilometers. A 4-pixel streak would imply a 50,000-kilometer object, ridiculously large and impossible to hide. NASA said the image was a stacked time-lapse, nothing more. But the lack of higher resolution images released raised eyebrows. Data already existed from the high-resolution imaging science experiment but remained unpublished, citing staff furloughs and government shutdowns. Further oddities followed. Ground-based telescopes noted 3I Atlas glowed vivid green, an unusually intense hue for a comet that was, spectroscopically, extremely carbon chain depleted. How could it glow green without the molecules normally responsible? Something about the chemistry was wrong. It wasn't behaving like any comet we understood. All of this, an interstellar visitor, a possible alignment with a decades-old mysterious radio signal, chemical oddities, cryptic images withheld from public view. Is this merely natural wanderer from deep space, or is it something else entirely?
The deeper we look into the mystery of 3I Atlas, the stranger it gets. When amateur astronomer Stephen Burns analyzed raw data from NASA's Perseverance rover, he decided to create a time-lapse animation. At first, it looked like just another faint object drifting through the Martian sky. But when other astronomers examined the footage frame by frame, they noticed something no one expected. Multiple fast-moving points of light traveling together. Then, at the 3-second mark, a brief green flash appeared. Not a single pixel camera artifact, but a diffuse glow, offset from the main object. Something else was there. And then came the polarisation data. Astronomer Zoe Gray and her team released the first polarimetric analysis of 3I Atlas. Essentially, the way light scatters off its surface. What they found made no sense. It showed what they called an exceptionally deep and narrow negative polarization branch. In simple terms, no comet or asteroid in our solar system behaves this way. Even the last interstellar visitor, Borisov, scattered light in the exact opposite direction. This thing, whatever it is, isn't reflecting light like any natural object we know. On October 30th, astronomers faced something unprecedented and unsettling for about 3 weeks. The object vanished completely from sight as it swung behind the sun at Perihelion, its closest approach. Every telescope on Earth went blind. Normally, this wouldn't be a concern. Comets go behind the sun all the time, but 3I Atlas isn't normal. And what happened at Perihelion could have changed everything. Comet Isen, the comet of the century, was destroyed by the sun's heat in 2013. Comet Lovejoy in 2011 survived its close encounter. Merging fundamentally changed. Perihelion is violent. Radiation crushes, K temperatures swing wildly, and gravity tears at the nucleus. So what will happen to 3I Atlas while no one can see it? Some scientists whisper that if it's artificial, perihelion might be exactly what it's been waiting for. Just days after it flew closest to the sun, the visitor reappeared, and it looked like nothing astronomers had ever seen. Observers first spotted 3I Atlas emerging from the sun's glare, growing more visible each night. On November 10, 2025, an image surfaced that captured something extraordinary. Massive jet-like structures streaming from the object's core. The picture revealed a long tail stretching away and, shockingly, another tail pointing toward the sun, an anti-tail unlike anything typical comets display. The outward plume extended roughly 3 million kilometers, the inward jet nearly 1 million. By analyzing the jet dynamics, scientists concluded that 3I Atlas lost an estimated 16% of its total mass during its perihelion swing. For an object just a few kilometers across, that's huge. Even stranger to account for the observed loss. Its absorbing surface would have needed to span more than 1,600 kilometers, implying a size far larger than the roughly 5 to 6 kilometer diameter measured earlier by the Hubble Space Telescope. That created a glaring contradiction. Some researchers, including Avi Loeb, proposed a startling idea. Maybe this object expanded its surface area at perihelion by fragmenting. It broke into at least a dozen smaller pieces. The combined area would make that extreme mass loss more plausible. But if it fragmented like that, the question becomes, why? And into what? Meanwhile, time-lapse footage posted by amateur astronomer Stefan Burns shows not just one bright dot, but multiple points of light moving in formation. At one instant, there is a green flash offset from the main object, something no natural comet has shown. Polarimetric data published by Zuri Gray's team revealed the scattering of light is unlike any known comet or asteroid, a deep, narrow, negative polarization branch. In short, this object is behaving outside the rules. What happens next could change everything. Some say it's a comet born in the cold outskirts of a distant star system. Others whisper it's not natural at all, but a message, a machine, an intelligence. What we do know, on July 1st, 2025, the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile detected 3I Atlas, LAS, visitor from beyond our solar system, hurtling toward the sun at breakneck speed. It came from the Milky Way's thick disk, a part of our galaxy filled with ancient stars. That alone raises the question, is this just another cosmic wanderer or something far more profound? Theory number 1, the ancient comet theory. This is the simplest explanation. Scholars note that 3I Atlas has a hyperbolic trajectory, eccentricity far greater than 1, meaning it cannot be bound by the sun's gravity and must have come from another star system entirely. Infrared studies show its coma is dominated by carbon dioxide, with an unusually high CO2 to H2O ratio, about 8:1, one of the highest ever seen in a comet. Polarimetric data revealed a deep and narrow negative polarization branch, never seen in asteroids or comets of our solar system. All this suggests 3I Atlas might be billions of years old, forged in the early universe, carrying the raw materials of a distant star system. The belief here is that it's just a primordial relic, nothing more, nothing less. Theory number 2, the unnatural inertial probe theory. There are those who won't accept just a comet. Their case is built from anomalies. Its speed, trajectory, chemical composition, and behavior don't align cleanly with known comet models. For example, why release massive CO2 but show no expected rocket effect, astrometry drift from outgassing? Prominent physicist Avi Loeb proposed that 3I Atlas might be a probe, an artifact of extraterrestrial intelligence, deliberately set on a path through our solar system. It's aligned so closely with that old 1977 WOW signal direction. It's disappearing behind the sun at Perihelion for weeks when no observations are possible. It's a question whether the timing is coincidence. In this view, the object isn't simply traveling, it's functioning, observing, perhaps activating. Theory number 3, the hybrid unknown class theory. There is a third camp. It's one that says, we don't know what it is, and maybe it's neither comet nor probe, but an entirely new class of object. Polarimetric readings do not match either typical comet or asteroid. Its carbon chemistry is extreme. Its origin region is ancient and little sampled. The hypothesis, it may be a transitional object, formed under conditions unlike our solar systems, giving it hybrid properties. Let it simply be natural object, the one we've never before seen. Theory number 4, why it matters. Each theory carries weighty implications. If it is a primordial comet, it offers a direct sample of planetary building materials from a distant star system, our chance to peer into the unknown formation of worlds. If it is an alien probe, we face the profound possibility of not being alone and of something far more advanced watching us. Okay? If it is a new category, then astronomy must expand. There are things in our galaxy that defy current classification. In conclusion, here we stand, okay, facing 3 big possibilities: a relic of a distant time, an engineered visitor of unknown origin, or a cosmic wildcard, something neither of the above. Which fits best? Right now, the data is ambiguous, but the answers may reshape our understanding of the universe, our place in it, and what lies beyond. What is certain, 3i Atlas will depart, and we may never see its like again for the moment. As human eyes trace its course across the stars, we wait with uncertainty, filled with awe.
If your heart is still pounding and you're craving more chills down your spine, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next descent into darkness. Seriously, every single like, comment, and subscription is like a beacon of light for this channel, helping us grow and bring you even more terrifying tales. Let me know in the comments which part scared you the most, or what kind of spooky story you want to see next. Be sure to send in your paranormal experiences to yeoldeparanormal@outlook.com, and check out the website for access to more scary videos, listen to podcast episodes, and buy merchandise at scaryparanormal.co.uk. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.